A couple things. When you write your formulas down on your study sheet, I would not have an example. I would, right, if this is sine law, right, if you have angle A and this is side A, right, and this is angle B and this is side B, I would have, right, make sure you understand that. I know you could do the C as well, but just understand, right, like they're across from each other like this. That's how you have to set it up. Okay? And then I would definitely well, if you want an example, why not? But I still you need to understand like how would I use it, right? Where do the numbers go? And so if an example helps you, just make sure you're clear enough on what you're doing, okay, what you need to do. All right, so this one, side, 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 definitely cosine law, at least to start you off. But you can just stick with cosine the whole way. Okay, so I'm going to solve for angle C. So cosine of angle C, add, subtract. C is over here, so this number is what I'm looking for at the end here. And the other two go over here. Okay. And then it's 2 times that first one times the second one. Okay. And that would give you 114 over 156, which is what you want. You want the denominator to be bigger. So angle C is cosine inverse of 0. I don't have that. I just have it as a fraction. 1 second. 0.703, sorry, 7307 and continued. And so angle C is shift cosine of that, which is 4305. So if you have that, we're gonna go 1 mark for figuring out that it's cosine law. I will also give you 1 mark for the work, and then 1 mark for the correct final answer. So 3 marks just for that question. We're going to change the total here. Okay. All right, next we do the same thing for angle B. So I'll go cosine of angle B all over again, right? So add, subtract. B is over here, so that side comes and goes in there, and then the other two go there. This is 2 times 12 times 8.5. That gives you 174 over 204. And so my next line is B is cosine inverse of, I don't have the decimal on the hand here, so 852, and that keeps going. So angle B is, if you take the inverse, 31.47 degrees. So if B and C show up, and this one I give you less, because once you figure out that it's cosine, right, so I'll give you 1 mark for the work and 1 mark for the correct final answer. So let's say you get the 6.5 wrong here, -1. Okay, but then you would still get a mark if I follow through and I get your answer. You still get 1 out of 2 here. Same over here. If you use cosine, that's 1 mark. If you didn't put the 8.5 here, that's -1, right? So you get 2 out of 3 potentially. So for question 1, we're going to say it's out of 5, right? Help you add it up. Next, this is SAS, right? There's no pair to be had as SAS. So to find A, we square it, and then we take the other two sides, square those, and then you go 2 minus 5.2 times 7.9 times cosine of 43. I give you a mark for that, and then we'll give you a mark for the work and the setup. That's 5.42 centimeters. So we give you a mark for the initial and 1 mark for the solving part. So 2 for question 2, so that gives us 7 for this whole page. So if you want already at the bottom here, you go out of 7. First one is out of 5, yeah. Yeah, because I give you 3 for the first cosine and then 2 for the second cosine. We're good? All right, backside. This will also be more than 3 marks, by the way, but you should see that you have your pair, right? Which means I'm going to use sine law to get me started. So sine of 112. So pay close attention to this because some of you were stuck on this one, which is, it's okay, you're still learning. But this is the only side that is provided. And because this side is across this angle, right? This is the other pair you're going to set up here. However, you don't know angle Z, right? Or Z, whatever you want to put in there. So that's what you're solving for first and foremost. You don't have a choice. You can't go for side X because you don't have angle X. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier. Sometimes you just start solving and see what happens. So I'd give you, I'll do the mark breakdown in a bit. Angle Z is sine inverse of whatever you get here. And that is 0.751, and that keeps going. So angle Z is 48.69 degrees. Okay, so let's do the mark breakdown here. I'd give you 1 mark for knowing, okay, this is sine law. I'll give you 1 mark for that. Then I'll give you 1 mark for setting it up right and actually doing the first step. And then 1 more mark for doing the inverse part. So 3 marks associated with this question, with this part, okay? Then now I'm going to move into X, right? Once I've got these 2 angles, I can find angle X. So I'm going to go 180 minus 112 minus 48.69. All right, air conditioner, we hear you. So when you subtract these, we get 19.31 degrees. Also important to me. I give you 1 mark for that step. This one? Are you saying it's, so when you multiply this and divide? Okay, one more time here. So now you have to use sine of 112 over 7.9. Again, you don't have to use this one, but I'm using my original pair. Then you're going to go sine of this angle. I'll come and see you later, Ruel, if you need help. It's not in degrees? Okay. Never a dull moment, eh? Say cross multiply and divide, you get 2.82 meters. Okay, so 1 mark. So there's 3 associated with the first sine law here. 3 marks. 1 mark associated with finding that third missing angle. And then we'll do 2 marks for this part right here. Okay? Because at this point I would say you already figured out that it's sine law. So I'm not going to give you another mark for that step, right? It's just going to read. So for this whole question, we are at 6. Okay, question 3. If you want to go to the top here and just cross over that 3 and just say, hey, this is now 6, right? It's just like inflation, everything goes up, right? Anyways, we're good? Last one, the largest angle It's across the longest side. It's this one here. Put a letter there. You can use your, we won't use A because it's already there, so I'm going to make it B, okay? So it's cosine of B. You get a negative here? No. No, you don't. I wanted it to happen, but anyways. We're going to start with a 19 here. The other two, and you write this down if you didn't get it. That's fine. We'll give you another chance next week, right? So there we have that cosine, which the top here, this, you get 107 over 432. So angle B is cosine inverse of 0. Hold on, 247 and so forth. And that's 75.66 if you take the inverse of that. 2 marks for this. I'll just leave it like that. If you use cosine law, but you did not put 19 down, but you instead put 18 down because you were thrown off by that A, we'll still give you 1 out of 2 today, right? So what's the total here? This page is 8, right? Because 6 and 2 makes this page worth 8. Right, you got that? And then the front is was worth 7. So we have 15 in total at the end of the day. So just cross off the 10 here and just put out of 15. Name and last name. And get your booklets out.